At the beginning of the movie, we see a beautiful Russian girl named Amy who rides her motorcycle to the office early in the morning. Her only dream is to become the youngest head of the finance department in the company. Anyway, when she gets to the office, her boss Monica takes her to her office and gives her a lot of tasks. Amy gets busy with her work, but suddenly her coworker Fernando, who is sitting next to her, invites her to have a beer. However, Amy doesn't really pay attention to him and continues with her work. When dinner time comes, Monica invites Amy to go out with her. But Amy, because she has too much work, declines and tells Monica that she's working on the Q1 branch project. Monica then goes out to dinner with Fernando. Amy keeps working, and when night falls, she leaves the project she had prepared on her boss's desk and gets ready to go home. In the parking lot, Amy sees Monica with Fernando enjoying each other's company, but instead of leaving, she sits there and watches them, where Fernando is casually having fun with her boss. This scene makes Amy kind of interested in those kinds of things. When she gets home, she feels at peace and spends the night. The next day, Amy goes back to the office and, as usual, while heading to her office, she sees a handsome young guy in the elevator. Amy's look at him shows she's impressed, and she smiles a little. But right at that moment, the power goes out and the elevator stops. In this situation, the guy asks Amy if she's okay. Amy tells him that she's not used to staying in elevators, and if she can't get out soon, she'll feel dizzy and anxious. The guy moves a little closer to her, hugs her to calm her down, and kisses her on the cheek, which makes Amy feel good. Just then, the power comes back on, and they reach their floor. When they enter the office, Monica greets the guy and introduces him to Amy. She says, "The reports I sent you, she prepared them." Then Monica takes him to her office. But Amy, who is really surprised, realizes that the guy is not just some ordinary person, he is actually the CEO of the company. After some talks between Monica and the guy, whose name is Eric, Monica asks Amy to come to her office. When Amy enters, Monica pulls the project she had prepared out of the trash and says that Eric didn't like the project, so she needs to redo it and it has to be done by tonight. This makes Amy feel disappointed because she had worked so hard on that project. That night, Amy stays at the office again and redoes the project. But when all the lights turn off and she's about to leave for home, she hears voices coming from Monica's office. When she looks in, she sees Monica receiving her night service from Fernando. Watching this, Amy starts to feel a warmth in her body. At that moment, Eric also comes up to her and asks, "Do you enjoy watching this?" Amy, a little uncomfortable and confused, says to Eric, "I've placed the new project on your desk, now I have to leave." But Eric stops her and starts talking. Amy tells Eric, personal relationships in this office are against company rules. Eric tells Amy, in breaking the rules, the real pleasure is found. Then he praises her beauty and runs his fingers through her hair. Then he says, "Be ready for dinner tomorrow at 8. But Amy replies, "I never go on dates with my boss." She says this and goes home. The next morning, Amy is playing with her cat when suddenly the doorbell rings. When she opens the door, she finds Eric standing there ready to take her out for dinner. Amy still rejects him, but Eric says, "Maybe this is an opportunity for us to get to know each other better." Amy continues to refuse. At that moment, Eric says, "I made a mistake coming to your house," and starts to leave. Amy doesn't like this rejection, so after thinking for a moment, she tells him, "Wait downstairs, it will take an hour for me to get ready." When Eric hears this, he gets happy and goes to wait by his car. Amy feels confused at home and doesn't know how to get ready to go out with Eric, so she starts trying on different makeup and clothes. When she's ready, she steps outside and it's already dark. But Eric, upon seeing how beautiful Amy looks, can't find the right words. They both get into his car and head to the restaurant. On the way there, Amy says, "I've always wanted to drive a car like this." Eric replies, "Do you think you could control it?" Amy responds, "I'm sure I can not only control it, but I can make it fly." Soon, they arrive at a restaurant where Amy sees couples sitting together, close to each other. Afterward, they sit at the restaurant and Eric starts feeding Amy his favorite dishes, which she really enjoys. During dinner, Eric gets closer to Amy and they even share a spoonful of food. This closeness makes Eric lose control and he kisses Amy. On the other hand, Amy has been craving this kind of closeness for a long time, so she doesn't resist. And Eric starts touching her, making Amy completely overwhelmed. At that moment, Eric shows Amy two girls who are doing private things together. Amy asks him, "What's going on here?" Eric says, "It's a game. If you want, we can watch them or we can join them and enjoy these moments." Amy finds this very strange and gets up to leave, heading straight home. The next morning, Eric comes to Amy's house again and asks her to get ready and go out with Eric. But Amy tells him, "Given your behavior last night, I don't think I should be with you." Eric replies, "I'm sorry, maybe my game wasn't to your liking. Maybe I'm not what you're looking for, but I really like you." And with that, he leaves. At that moment, Amy says to Eric, "How do you know what I want and what I don't want?" She then takes the keys to his car and walks towards it. She spends the day talking with Eric and they have a great time together. That night, Eric drives Amy to her home where she sees his luxurious, fancy house and says, "You rich people really have an easy life." At Eric's place, Amy finds a DVD of one of her favorite songs. Eric plays it and says to her, "For every pleasure, there's a price to pay." Amy asks, "So tell me, what's the price of this pleasure?" Eric replies, "It's hard for me to explain that." Trying to get closer to him, Amy says, "You've been playing with dogs and your coat's all dirty." Then she starts gently touching Eric's body. Eric tells her, "So, tell me, do you want to play with me? Whatever I say, you have to do it." This time, Amy agrees, and Eric leads her into a game blindfolded. He secretly records the moments on his phone. Then he shows the video to Amy, and it creates another moment of closeness between them. But as Amy watches the video, she suddenly realizes that there's another girl involved interacting with Eric in the same way. This shocks and upsets her. Eric tries to justify it by reminding Amy of what she said before, anything can happen, but Amy responds angrily, saying that she intended to play only with him, not with someone else who touched her without her consent. Amy accuses Eric of only wanting to deceive and take advantage of her, and then she sharply criticizes his character, calling him a spoiled, entitled guy who's never earned anything himself and only gets everything from his rich father, so he doesn't value anything. After saying this, Amy walks away, feeling both angry and hurt. The next day, we see Eric in Monica's office, talking to her. Monica then calls Amy to her office and says, "I want you to go to Barcelona on behalf of our office and check out their brand. The trip will also go to Moscow." But Amy, still angry at Eric, flatly refuses to go with him and heads back home. When she gets home, she finds that her cat is seriously ill. She takes it to the vet, but unfortunately, the vet can't save it. This makes her deeply sad. At that moment, Eric shows up at Amy's house. He's come to apologize. When Amy sees him, she runs to him, hugs him, and starts crying. Eric stays the night, and before Amy wakes up, he makes her a warm, delicious breakfast. When Amy sees how much Eric is taking care of her, she decides to go to Moscow with Eric, but only on her terms. Amy says, "I won't do anything with you in Moscow, and you won't do anything with me." Eric agrees to all her conditions. After that, they both get on Eric's private jet and head to Moscow. When they arrive, Amy goes to her room and is happy to see her stylish and luxurious accommodation. The next morning, Amy gets ready in a formal outfit and heads out of the hotel. Shortly after, Eric, along with his assistant Amanda, also leaves the hotel. Amy feels a little jealous when she sees them together. Then, the three of them go to a meeting. During the meeting, Eric texts Amy to apologize, but she doesn't respond. When Eric realizes this, he asks the board members to leave the room so he can have a moment to think and decide. Once everyone leaves, Eric goes to Amy and asks her, "Why are you so angry at me?" Amy replies, "Why did you bring me here? I should have stayed at the office so I wouldn't have to see you two together." Eric tells her, "We've talked about this before," but Amy can no longer stay away from him, and they get closer. Just as something is about to happen between them, the board members walk back into the room and everything is left unfinished. The next morning, Eric tells Amy, "Yesterday's meeting went really well. Now I'm giving you a few days off for a holiday. From now on, Amanda will handle everything." This surprised Amy. She thought she'd be getting a promotion, but now she sees things changing in front of her. Amy gets upset and goes to her father's house to forget her pain and spend time with her family. That evening, Amy is dancing at a party when she notices a guy who keeps staring at her. She takes him outside and starts getting close and having fun with him. The next morning, she goes out for a motorcycle ride, and when she gets back home, she finds Eric standing outside her house. Amy asks Eric, "Why are you here, Eric?" Eric answers, "I missed you." After talking for a while, Amy eventually forgives him and she drives him on her motorcycle into the city. While they're sitting in a restaurant talking, a guy enters who Amy was with at the party the night before. The guy asks Amy if they can talk privately for a moment. When Eric leaves, the guy confronts Amy, saying, "We had a thing last night, so why are you with this new guy now? I like you."
Amy responds, "Last night was confusing for me. That's why I was with you. But there's nothing between us. We're just good friends." Then Amy walks away. Afterwards, Eric gets a call from a guy named Beta, but he doesn't answer the phone. Amy asks him, "Who's Beta?" But Eric doesn't respond. Then they both go to one of Eric's friends' houses. There, Amy meets the girl from the video that day. Her name is Tanis. Amy isn't mad at Eric anymore when she realizes that Tanis has a boyfriend, and they're both happy together. Later that day, everyone goes to a party where everyone is dressed in black and white. Eric introduces Amy to one of his friends, and then the two of them go into a room. There, they share romantic moments, and in the end, Amy wakes up and realizes she's at Tanis's house. She doesn't remember anything that happened the previous night. She looks for Eric but can't find him. She asks Tanis, and Tanis tells her, "Eric left early this morning." This makes her upset. She starts calling Eric, but he doesn't answer. She gets angry, breaks her phone, and heads home. At home, Amy is very upset and crying, thinking Eric has broken her heart again. The next day, to release her anger, she goes to a boxing gym where she meets a girl named Nika. Amy teaches Nika boxing and they become good friends. After that, Amy goes to her office where Monica tells her that she's been promoted to the financial department. This news makes Amy very happy because now she's achieved her dream. Amy slowly forgets about Eric and moves on with her life. One day, when she runs into Eric in the elevator, she doesn't even look at him. When Eric tries to enter her office, Amy locks the door. Eric asks her to open the door, saying, "I love you, and if you don't, I'll beg you in front of everyone." Not wanting to cause a scene at work, she takes him to her home. There, Eric tells Amy that when he disappeared, he went to Germany to see his family. He explains that he thought being away from Amy would help him forget her. He tells Amy that he wants her to be his girlfriend and starts crying. Amy, moved by Eric's emotions, forgives him and gives him another chance. From then on, they get closer again. This time, Amy blindfolds Eric, but he does nothing. Instead, he brings Nika into the room to give space for Eric. But before Amy can enter, Eric opens his eyes, gets really angry, and storms out. Confused by this, Amy eventually realizes that Nika is Eric's ex-girlfriend. She's shocked and remembers that she's the Beta Eric wasn't answering calls from. This revelation hurts Amy deeply. In the end, Amy packs her things and quits her job at Eric's office to start a new life. The movie ends here.